Hello, how are you? I'm Erica Huggins, and I did my action research. We are going to begin with some background information. So, I've been teaching for about 6 years in the Linden Public Schools. I am a certified special education teacher. I've teached, I've taught the resource program from grades second through fifth. I have done the MD programs from third through fifth. I have done the LLD program of fourth grade. MD, multiple disabilities, LLD, language learner disability. The goal and objective of this action research is to ensure that all students, especially students with disabilities, have access to a highly qualified learning experience. The purpose. So the purpose of this action research, the main issue reported at my school is that the concern is, are special education students receiving their rightful services according to their IEPs and as well as aligned to their IEPs, such as their modifications, their goals and objectives set specifically for that student. Well, according to the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, schools are not only required to evaluate students, but we are mandated to to provide and ensure that we are meeting the needs of all of our special education students. Therefore, from our problem and the purpose, formulated these four questions. One, what system and practices can be put in place to guarantee that all students are receiving their proper accommodations? Two, how does the way teachers feel about special education teachers and paraprofessionals being pulled affect the students' learning experience? Three, how are administration, general education, and special education educators receiving ongoing professional development on the importance of differentiated instruction? And four, how does the inclusion services work for all children with learning disabilities and those without a learning disability? Now we're going to review the literature review. I broke this up into three sources. The first source coming from Rabinowitz and his colleagues, which did a study across 5 different states in the southwest region of the United States of America. Their focus of their study was on alternative assessments. And in regards to their study, it showed that the magnitude and the significant increase of academic achievement when schools that participated had incorporated alternative assessments. That goes along to our second source, which is from Ismaji and Imami Marina, which their study focused on differentiated instruction among 200 students, 30 teachers, and 30 volunteer parents, both in public and non-public schools. Some highlights are these two right here. One, in their study, they saw that a lot of the differentiated instruction or the differentiated instruction that they did see was not suitable for the students and their abilities. In other words, meaning that the differentiated instruction was either not rigorous enough or too rigorous. On the other end, from their study, the differentiated instruction was not visible. That it wasn't visible at all. And I felt that this source was relevant, especially to my school right now. Differentiated instruction is almost like the cornerstone of special education. And more importantly, in my school currently, the differentiated instruction is becoming more a part of our dialogue, not just among special educators, but also amongst the general education teachers. Now we'll move on to source three. Source three comes from DeVries, Vaub, and Gebhardt's study, which they talked about the developmental problems and each level from the least restrictive environment all the way up to the most restrictive environment. Going forward, we will talk about the 3 ways that I collected data. First and foremost, I thought I was going to start off with just interviews with colleagues. I wanted to interview not only just special education teachers, but the paraprofessionals as well, along with the general education. There was a survey prior to the interview that I set up on SurveyMonkey that I sent out to teachers. It was about 32 questions, and it just was not only their own professional background, opposed to what school they teach, how long they've been teaching, what department they're teaching in, but most importantly, what is their feedback in regards to the special education services being provided that they participate in or that they just observe. Secondly, my second type of, well, let's go back. After I collected the SurveyMonkey surveys, then I actually sat down with actual teachers of both the general education population and the special ed teachers and the paraprofessionals. And I just wanted to be more personal and hear what they had to say. I thought it was more interesting that the surveys were the responses and the feedbacks on the online survey was more brutally honest, whereas the interviews, I think, because it was face to face, the teachers, the educators were more reluctant to what they said and how they said certain things. The second form of data collection was the weekly reports. And the cool part here is that I collected data not only among the special education classrooms at my current location in school, but across the district and the elementary settings. The overall data shows that my school is currently behind on chapters and lessons in language arts and math in comparison to other classrooms, to other special ed classroom settings within the district. Again, this is more specifically geared towards the resource classrooms from grades 1 through 5. Then the last one, I did daily observations. So now this was the cool part. In regards to special education and diverse learners, we have the largest population of students in the elementary schools in our district. Secondly, we have the second largest population of special education students. We have various programs from the preschool disabled to the autistic programs to the behavioral programs and to the resource classrooms. It was very eye opening and a lot